Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining and welcome back. Our guest today is a very good friend, Bart Brands. Bart is a precious metals specialist at Gold Republic and a certified security intelligence professional. Bart, welcome back.
Thanks, Ivan. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, thank you for coming down. I wanted to get you down and talk about everything that's happening in the precious metals market, gold, silver, especially the geopolitical scene right now in the world.
Yep, yep.
First, let's start off with gold and silver. Where do you think we're going in 2025, and what more excitement can do you think is coming around the corner?
Oh,
Absolutely. A lot of people online are talking about, and they've been talking about it for years, but the manipulation in silver prices and the silver ETFs. What are your thoughts on, the whole conversation about manipulation and silver and precious metals?
well, we've seen, I think, a lot of strength in gold, also in silver, by the way. But we've seen a lot of strength in gold. Seeing a slight pullback now because of, I think, the deal between the United States and China regarding the tariffs. But the thing is, well, first of all, the deal with the United States and China is really a dud. I totally understand the stock market celebrating this so-called deal,
Yeah.
but fundamentally this isn't a real deal. So I think this will be short-lived. This optimism, and because fundamentally there are too many problems that are plaguing both Europe, but also the United States and also Asia, by the way. Because China, of course, we can't ignore that China is really struggling with a lot of well, for example, a lot of people losing their jobs, factory shuttering. I read a report this morning that in some parts in China, in Shanghai, so that's not a small town.
Right.
That's a tier one city in China. And in some parts of Shanghai, you can buy real estate with 30% discount. So
Jeez, that's
real
crazy.
estate dropped 30%. That is in a tier one city. There are examples of pieces of real estate being sold for 50% less than they sold, for example, a year or two ago.
Wow.
So, that's an, I think, fundamental indicator that there are real troubles in the whole world. In Florida, real estate is really going down as well. So you have these fundamental problems, and people are and have been fleeing into gold since well, I think it really started to pick up in the beginning of 2024. And it reflects in the price. We've seen $3,500 an ounce, and now we're back at maybe 32, or, you see these fluctuations in the price. I'm not sure what the ounce price in dollars is now. I do know the
Right.
kilogram price in euros, but we're seeing a slight correction, but still amazing performance by gold and silver since the beginning of this year. And I think what interests me is, for example, the gold silver ratio. It just dropped below 100 again, but it's been above 100 for weeks.
Right.
And I think that is a real investment opportunity as well. When you see a silver, the gold silver ratio above 100, that's something that doesn't happen too often. So I think and we've seen it also in customers that exchange part of the gold into silver now. And I think that's a real investment opportunity because either the price of gold would be too high, or the price of silver would be too low. Well, I don't see a fundamental reason that the price of gold is too high, so the price of silver must be too low. Well, of course, there's a JP Morgan cycle. I think it's a well-known cycle where they buy silver, they pump the price, they dump paper, and the price dumps, and then they buy physical again for a lower price. So
Right.
that whole cycle I think it's well known within the industry. What's also well known is that J.P. Morgan and Deutsche Bank as well, that they've been convicted as price manipulators for spoofing orders. And you also see totally illogical dumping of contracts when there's almost no trading going on. You know, in the middle of the night, someone will dump 100,000 ounces of silver just for the price that's been given that can be collected at that moment. Which is, you know, if you I always say this: if you have, for example, you have 100,000 ounces of silver
Right.
and you want to sell them, then who would be that dumb to dump it in all at once at a moment that nobody's trading?
Right.
Because price, the lower price is then guaranteed. And if you have 100,000 ounces of silver, then I would believe that any rational person would say, I would like to sell those for the highest price possible. So you would sell them when everybody's trading, and you would sell them not at once. You would not dump 100,000 ounces of silver. You would sell, let's say, 5,000 ounces at a time. And
Right.
then you wouldn't impact the market. But selling these huge amounts of silver and at very illogical hours when there's hardly any trading. So you can see these fingerprints of manipulation. And I think they all point to, well, for big banks. And then, of course, there's the, the motive. What is motive? The motive
Right.
to, except for maybe being able to collect more physical. I think there is a more moral motive as well. And the moral motive is silver is precious. We've been using silver as money for thousands of years.
Right.
And what is a way to indoctrinate a generation or multiple generation into thinking that silver is worthless? Is by keeping the price low, by pretending that silver is worthless. And
Right.
then if you keep the lie up long enough, then people will start to believe it. And so I think there is also a moral motive to keep people away from silver, and also to prop up currency, so fiat currency. So I
Right.
think those are reasons, and also, of course, you can see the fingerprints of dumping, that all indicate at manipulate price manipulation of silver. You know, everything that has to end will end.
Right.
But when it ends, I'm not sure. So I'm not sure when it's going to end. That it will end is 100% certain. Gold silver ratios of 1 to 15 to 25 will possibly or probably happen again in the future, but when, I'm not certain. And but until that time, you know, when you see a ratio of 1 to 100 and you have time, let's say you have a investment horizon of 10, 20, 30 years, I would say, you know, it's cheap as dirt now, silver. So keep stacking.
And now a message from our sponsor, Juggernaut Exploration.
One of the more exciting ones, I think, is Juggernaut. I know some people say, well, lightning can't strike twice, and but look, I think one of the things you got to reflect on is that some of the guys who work here at Juggernaut are some of the same geologists that basically found and have now advanced sherbet at Goliath, okay, over the past years. So they have a very different way of thinking about exploration in the Golden Triangle than most other geologists, okay? And they've gone out and they've identified what could be another sherbet type target here. And the size of these veins is absolutely jaw-dropping. My hunch is these guys are onto something pretty special.
The link in the description is right below for Juggernaut Exploration. Now back to the episode. Absolutely. What would be your advice to the new stacker out there who's just getting into this, who is learning all of this for the first time? What would you say to them?
Do your own research, because a lot of analysts, I'm really happy that no one has ever caught me giving price predictions, because I never do.
That's
Uh,
good.
So I will never say silver is going to be X dollars an ounce in some date somewhere in the future.
Right.
I tell about fundamentals, but do your own research. Don't trust people that will say, silver is going to be, because they don't have that crystal ball. They cannot look into the future. If they give you a price prediction, sure, they might have indicators, technical analysis. And some of the guys and girls that are close and have great analysis, but they don't have a crystal ball. They can't look into the future. So
Right.
do your own research. Dollar cost average. Those are the two, I think, things that you have to do before investing, but also as soon as you have done your research, do it. So if you don't have any gold yet, buy gold.
Yeah.
Make it 5% of the amount that you wanted to invest in gold after having done your research. If you don't have any gold or silver, well, you're without a paddle up some sort of creek. So it's just, and time is really running short. So I believe there is urgency. So there is
Yeah.
urgency to protect yourself against what's happening in the world. So
Right.
I do believe that people really have to start doing that research. And as soon as they conclude that gold is the king of money and the money of kings, and that only gold and silver are money, real money, then as soon as that conclusion is drawn, then you have to really start investing.
Hello,
Yeah.
my fellow silver and gold stacker. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching the channel. Subscribe, please like the video, and also hit the notification bell. Keep stacking. Yeah, absolutely. Now, Bart, before you go, I really want people to connect with you. I'm going to put your links in the description below, but where can people follow your work, Bart?
Well, I think they can follow us on our own YouTube channel. Gold Republic has a YouTube channel. Of course, it's Dutch spoken, but we also have YouTube Global, Gold Republic Global, not YouTube Global, but Gold Republic Global. So we have the Gold Republic Global YouTube channel as well. People can follow that. I'm on Twitter. I'm very active on Twitter and of course on Instagram. So follow me there. There's I tweet in English and sometimes in Dutch, and I post in English and Dutch on Instagram as well. So follow me there. Then if people want to know more.
Well, Bart, it's such a huge pleasure having you come down. I highly recommend everyone, please go check out Gold Republic. Please go follow Bart's his Instagram. Go check out the Gold Republic Global YouTube channel. And then everyone watching this, thank you so much, Bart. Thank you so, so much, and would love to have you back on in the future.
I'll be back whenever you want me, Ivan. Thank you for having me again.
Awesome. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, man.